Welcome to Poems and Stories to Remember. Okay, today I'm going to look at things from a little different perspective. I decided to give my subscribers a name, and that name is going to be called The Dreamers. I chose that name because in poetry, in order to get to one point to the other and to see outside your perspective, sometimes you have to dream. Today I am going to read two poems, and I'm introducing for the first time the tarot that I mentioned in my first video that I was going to use. So I've done a little tarot story with the tarot cards that I shuffled offline. I also want to remind you to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and click the notification bell. In a future video, I will also be touching base on the gifts that I'm going to start giving away. So I'm going to have a gift giveaway. But that's all going to be based on whether you subscribe to my channel. And I will announce that when I'm going to actually start in future videos. So let's begin. I'm going to start with a poem called At the Moment. At the moment when all hope was gone, you entered my life. Through your eyes I heard whispers of past connections. I paused for a moment to listen. For your heartbeat. Some signal that I am not imagining the muscular stature that stands before me with a smile. One look from you sends chills up my spine, leaving my knees feeling weak, trying to keep my composure because you are everything I prayed for. Doubting my eyes, looking for something, a flaw, out of fear. Yet no matter what my mind said, my heart knew you were the one. Just as suddenly as you appeared, my heart melted, and I fell deeply into the shadows of your smile. So that was my first poem. And what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go, instead of making my tarot story, I'm going to call it tarot story. Because like I said, I'm taking the tarot cards and shuffling and then getting my interpretation of that from there. So I think I'm going to read my tarot story and I'm going to finish up with the poem. Okay? So just to give you an idea, when I did this shuffle, I got the Nine of Wands upright. I got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and then I got the Chariot upright, the Nine of Cups upright, and the Page of Pentacles. So let me read you my interpretation of this. When I think of you, you are a man of stature or well respected. You were tall, dark, and handsome. One look from those sexy eyes took control of many women's hearts. You were well spoken and successful. You always seized the moment. But in darkness, you allowed man-made distractions to absorb your soul. You lost the glimmer of hope in your eyes, leaving nothing but darkness and despair. You slipped into a corrupt life of crime and allowed the loss of a gentle soul to leave you lost in hallucinations. Now, I did a little twist on it, so I decided to stop there with my perspective and then try to get an idea of the person that I'm talking about's perspective. So it says, when he thought of himself. So when he thought of himself, he looked into the mirror at the gray hair and the scars of desolate past, asking himself what went wrong, cringing at the tall, gray person with missing teeth who stood before him. For a moment, he time traveled through his mind to a place where things were more peaceful, trying to find his way back inwardly. For a moment, he gets a glimpse of what brought him to this point. Seeing those opportunities he lost due to lack of planning, doubt, and resistance to change, recognizing the very moment he lost everything because of choices he made that found him stuck with no hope of progress. He soon realized he was disconnected from his intuition, The hallucinations clouded his inner thoughts. Cravings from the substance of feel good and indulging in sexual pleasures from women that he would have never engaged with. But at his lowest point, he found hope, remembering the words of his mother helped him search inwardly for strength. Creatively, he was able to rebuild what was lost through the disconnect of his intuition. Flashes of his future provided glimpses of all the things he had lost. Swiftly being manifested, regaining financial stability, control, and his willpower to let go of those things that don't serve you. The final glimpse showed him with his Nine of Wands, the test of faith that gave him the faith to be resilient. And in doing so, he turned his reverse Ace of Pentacles, his reverse High Priestess, and his reverse Wheel of Fortune into the Chariot, Knight of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. With focus, he can achieve all he has manifested with faith. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to read is the poem. And this poem is called Do You See Me? Do you see me? Or do you see all the pain of my past? Do you see the closet that was full with unwanted skeletons of my past? Do you see the pain of love lost? The many distractions that led me off my path? Do you see the many jobs I worked, trying to find a place that I fit in? Do you see all the achievements that I am proud of? Do you see that I placed trust in some people who were not worthy? Do you see the healing that I have experienced spiritually? Because if you do, then you are the one God has chosen for me. And if you see me, then in my mind you know me. And knowing me is one step closer to loving me. So that completes it. And I thank you for taking time out of your busy day to share a moment with me with my poems and my introduction of my tarot story. And once again, please don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. And look for my next video where I will announce exactly how I'm going to do my giveaway. And I'll probably have a couple gifts up here so you can get an idea of what I'm giving away.